video. I thought about making this video because first, a lot of you had asked me this question about supplements, and you're always curious about what supplements I should be having or what do I have, and I kind of keep sharing my posts on Instagram about what all I eat, but you guys still wanted a video, so here's a video. Word about regulation and obligations of mentioning whatever is there on the supplement package. You geniuses are going to go on Google and search for dangers of supplements, and I can assure you, I'm going to give you an idea of what you'll find. You will find a lot of articles from a couple of years ago, but you will not find anything which is very recent because, again, commission sales and intelligent marketing, not so ethical, but intelligent marketing. So now these days, no studies even come out. And you have to know that the regulation for FDA in terms of pharma and the regulation for FDA in terms of something called as nutraceuticals or something which is sold over the counter is not the same. So one can walk away putting in an ingredient. Unless it's a new ingredient, they're not liable to send it to FDA. And I am talking about the most stringent norms in the world. There will be countries which would have even lesser regulation for nutraceuticals or supplements. People have been ending up, when I say a lot, literally like thousands of people have been ending up in emergency wards throughout the world, and FDA is trying to do something about it. But what they have put as their target is even more scary, because they have put a target of 0 deaths with supplement in front of them. What does that mean for a person like you and me? You might not die from it, but there's a possibility that even something can go wrong. And usually what goes wrong with supplements over a period, I'm not saying all supplements, I'm saying what I've seen things go wrong with people is that they develop more of lifestyle diseases like hypothyroidism, diabetes and all that. And I will talk about it in context later. So before you comment something or put the hate button or dislike button, listen to the whole video. The next thing is ingredients, and I know that you guys already have made a bias about me thinking, she's talking about those steroids and those fat burners and those things like clenbuterol, which everyone knows they're unsafe. So I just go to the gym, I take whey protein, VCAA, pre-workout, everything's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a video about regular normal supplement a gym goer takes. It's not a video telling you about dangers of clen or steroid cycles or anything else. Those upfront are bad, and I know that, but this is a video for regular people. So what individually these supplements do, I will be sharing in a separate video in this series. But the first thing is that they are highly processed. Whenever I have had a discussion with a client about artificial sweeteners and they should be stopping sugar or they should cut down on regular sugar in their diet, there's always this huge discussion about brain damage and stevia killing people, and how aspartame is so bad for your kidneys, and then they go and buy a pack of whey protein that's apparently very sweet. What do you think that whey protein sweetness comes from? I mean, all the supplements are highly processed, highly full of chemicals, and they do have a lot of artificial sweeteners in them, which if you think is a bad thing, it's a bad thing. So quickly I will review the ingredients that are put on a simple whey protein. So this is a whey protein which says 30 grams is the serving size, and this 30 grams you get 25 grams of protein. This is all you were looking for. But along with it, what you also get in terms of ingredients is written that it has protein blend, it has whey protein isolate, it has whey protein concentrate, whey peptides, cocoa sodium chloride, which is salt, sucralose, which is not damaging your brain anyhow, sulfame, potassium, natural and artificial flavors, soy lecithin. So these are the ingredients that they have mentioned, and they have mentioned a couple of things on top, and then it says also has. So might not be the complete list of ingredients there is, but nevertheless all your supplements are highly processed chemicals. Secondly, my biggest concern is doping. Now I know a lot of you will say, you're talking about those fake brands, those fake desi brands that they make at home. No, I'm talking about the big brands, the so-called best brands in the world, the expensive ones. And there's so many videos on YouTube about YouTubers going and buying supplements from different stores and telling, this one's fake, this one's not fake, this one's fake. My concern is, and I'm going to share a story. This is, by the way, the reason why I stopped having supplements, or I stopped consuming, or I stopped, I became an anti-supplement person, is that I've been in the industry for a very long time. I've been a fitness influencer for a very long time. And a couple of years ago, what happened was somebody, a very, very good, established, good nutrition brand, supplement brand, had approached me with their product. And usually you should know that they usually send out the best product as samples, right? They had sent me a product which is casein, which is like a simple protein. I started having that protein, and in 3 to 4 weeks, what I did see a lot of fat drop happening and a lot of good change happening. I was a little sick in terms of I was lightheaded, my concentration was going off, I had nausea. So I went back home. I just had a word with my father, who's a doctor by the way, and he said, just get a blood test done. And when I got my blood test done, I had with hypothyroidism, and we have a family history according to which I should have had hypothyroidism, but I had hyperthyroidism, which was odd. And my dad was like, you need to figure out how you have it before you start your medication for the disease per se. And I just did a math, I did a food diary thing, and I realized that okay, the new thing I did was I added a supplement. So I got it tested, and I found out that that supplement was laced with D3. And this is what usually, and it's a good supplement brand, it's a brand which sells out like confetti, right? And they had done this because a lot of people buy these supplements to lose weight, and if you add D3, automatically you will lose weight. So I did go back to the manufacturer, by the way, and to give them a feedback that there's a problem, and they straight up denied, and they straight up told me that it was something I was making up, and if I went to the court, it's going to be a problem. And a legal standpoint also, I found out that I cannot challenge them because there is no regulation which requires them to give out that kind of information. So that is a real story, and that's a real scary bit, because there is no very stringent regulation when it comes to the supplements. Doping is very, very common. It's common than you think it is. I mean, of course, the cheaper supplement brands do put a lot of things stupid things in their supplements, but the best brands, the ones that you buy from abroad and get back to India, also have this problem. There are literally documentaries that are made, but unfortunately, because the industry is billions of dollars now, they're really powerful, and these documentaries are taken off from social media, they're banned, and you would see a documentary one day and the next day it's not there. So a lot of things. I'm just doubting what happens when this video comes out. I just hope I'm safe. The next thing is toxic ingredients, and if you want to deny this, then it's up to you. But you know that when you put your BCAA, or when you put your pre-workout and you put your protein in water, you taste, you see a lot of color and a lot of artificial flavoring, and that's way more than you would see in a candy or in a so-called processed product, which you would go and rant and say, oh, these things have artificial coloring, they have carcinogens, they have colors. I mean, I've seen BCAAs and pre-workouts which give a color to your mouth. Why would you want to put so much of coloring and chemical and artificial flavor inside you? And you want to justify it? Think. Barring vegans, most of y'all can get most of the proteins that you need in a day from regular food, and I just said that. You can get protein from your regular food. How much protein intake one should have in a day if you work out and if you have good muscle mass is a 1.5 multiplied by your weight in kgs, and that's the amount of grammage of protein you need in a day. So if I am 50 kgs and I lift and I work out and I have like a good body muscle mass, then my protein intake is 75 grams. Anything more than 75 grams is going to be calories, and it's not going to make more muscle. It is going to be used up as calories and eventually get converted into fat as well, right? So too much of protein is not like too much of muscle. That equation is not like too much of protein is going to be too much of muscle. On this I will talk about more in the video next in this series. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, give it a big thumbs up, do subscribe.